So, Dan, today I thought of reintroducing myself. Okay, I have a lot of titles, but one thing I identify with is I'm an email marketer. But somebody recently told me, "Oh, so you're a professional spammer," and I was like, "Okay, that's a new one." I never thought that's how people see us.
After sending out a campaign to 400 contacts and no reply, no nothing,
Really, me, I get
no open.
replies.
Or
Okay,
you get,
there's
at
a
least
lot
you
of
get.
crickets sometimes.
At least you agree they are, sometimes they are crickets. But
Yeah, and I think the biggest question in the mind of any email marketer is how do I make this work? How do I get
yeah, yeah,
replies? How do I get appointments? How do I book meetings?
yeah, yeah.
Um, and it's I think it's one area where a lot of marketers struggle.
For sure, for sure.
I don't know your experience with the same, because I know you are more on the technical side, but I mean you will really help. You've really helped me like set up some of my workflows. Um, But anyway, I thought of today we can go through some of the quick fire questions.
Yeah,
More of an FAQ. We can answer
yeah,
an FAQ that
yeah.
some of the questions we see that affect email marketing, some of the issues around it, and then we can just get to clarify some of them. And I hope this helps. So we'll do how many questions? 8 quick fire questions, and then we hope we'll give conclusive answers around them. So I think you can get us started done with the first question.
Yeah, I think, of course, as you said, you started with saying that you sometimes you got crickets. I think one of the uh, first questions to answer is how to ensure that you get replies from your campaigns, from your emails. Very important because you're always optimizing for. Because once you start that reply, once you get that reply, that conversation going, the more likely you are to close the deal which you are going after. So I think that's from the basics, how you structure the subject, how you personalize. I mean, you can't because at the end of the day, you are looking at blasting to different people in different industries. I mean, the way you would write an email to a marketing manager, not the same way you'd address maybe the HR.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, so how you personalize also determines how likely you are to get a
Reply.
reply. How you place the CTAs, what is supposed to do when they open your mail and read through. And also, of course, trying to be, I mean, you have to make the message while still capturing your message. Well, you have to make the email shorter. Don't do, I mean, very a letter, an A4, an A4 letter as an email. I mean, as an email copy. You have to really be very, very brief because at the end of the day, you want to capture your recipient at I mean at a very short in a very short time. So three key things, of course, as I said, the subject, the how you personalize the copy, and how you place the CTS, and now I mean the length of the message. Because I'm even a victim of getting an A4 I mean there's an
An
inbox.
A4.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean
yeah, even
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, pasted
I've
on the
gotten a lot of them.
yeah. So I mean, it's very. I mean, you can't. No one will really be interested in reading all. I mean, 7 paragraphs of an
Maybe
email. Yeah,
closely related
yeah,
to replies is first is how do they open? I think that's specifically that's more about subject line. It has
yeah,
to be short, 3 words maximum, and then it has to look like it's a normal email that they would expect to receive.
yes, yes.
Maybe just to add on the body now, when they open is highlight the problem and the solution you're solving for them.
You're solving for them. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
about
It
it,
has to be. Yeah,
and a
yeah,
call to action.
yeah, yeah.
3 things. Don't even like, but then do research. Like for the problem, just don't create your own problem,
Don't
but
assume. Don't
rather
assume they
do
have a
research
problem.
on
Yeah,
them
yeah,
and
yeah. Don't
get the
assume they have
problem.
a
Yeah.
problem.
So I think
Exactly.
question number 2 is, I think this is also key. Where do you legally find verified?
Yeah.
B2B emails for this
B2B
matter,
emails, yeah.
without getting
Contacts.
blacklisted or, without getting yourself into privacy issues. I think some of the databases, I mean, there are many databases out there. We have premium ones. I would say they are a bit high priced, and
Yeah.
some are affordable, like medium. I would say like high price one, like we have like Zoom Info, and then affordable ones we have like Apollo, Lucia. There are many. There are many though. We have Clear Out. We have there are many. I think there's Dream Data. No, Dream Data doesn't do that. I think there's Hunter.io. I think there's Drop Contact. So go check those. Stop asking for emails on your WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups. I don't think you'll get. I don't think you'll get good. So question number 3.
I think, of course, also how you do the follow up after. I mean, I think now I think post now them opening. I mean, if one, we're assuming that you've succeeded in one, sending the emails and they've landed in the inbox. I mean, or they at least
There
been
was
able to
actually a
receive.
question like, how do you make sure your inboxes don't go to spam? I think we need
Yeah,
to
we can
handle
tackle
that
that one first. Yeah, for
before
sure.
even we go to follow up.
I think that's where the technical bit really comes in. How to ensure actually that they land in the inbox and not in
I
spam.
think this is random. I don't think we are really following any. We'll just go with the flow.
Yeah, so I mean, very critical, of course. One, of course, you have to use a business email, a professional email, of course. You can't use your regular Gmail to send an email campaign because you can't use your regular Gmail to blast to 100,000 contacts. And then, of course, while at it, of course, you have to ensure that of course, there's what we call the center policy framework, how you ensure that your business email, your domain, is valid, appears as legit to be able to deliver, to send that email through the networks. Another thing, of course, is also how you ensure that your email is able to go through like you're sending to a certain, maybe you are sending from your business to another business, because those are two different networks when it comes to the internet. So to ensure that your email is goes through, you have to use what we call the DKIM. That's like a digital signature, showing that your domain or your email is allowed to send that email through to the other end. The other bit, of course, you're also looking at the first two are all about ensuring that one, your email is the sender is valid, and now the second one also makes sure that your email is able to go through the network. The third key item on this one is the DMARC. DMARC now checks when the first one fails, when your email, whatever your domain is not validated, and also maybe it's not able to go through the network. Now DMARC comes in to check exactly where your email will land. Either it could go to spam, and sometimes it could even not go through at all. So two things can happen. So how you set them up is what now determines the routing of your email, to make sure that at least the recipient first receives it. And of course, if let's say you are using a new domain, of course, it's very important you also do. It's like a warming up, a simulation. You can't register a new domain today and then start blasting immediately. You have to do some. It's like a warm up, making sure that your email is ready to really send out the campaign. Yeah.
Okay. I think that one you're the technical one here. I think you've explained that properly. So, which is the next question? I'm thinking of how do you copyright your emails correctly?
Yeah.
I think we can tackle that one.
Very important.
I'll just go the way I'm saying, like the way they could
Yeah.
follow each other. How do you? I think I can answer that one. Like, one, it has to sound human, not like a bot that wrote it. I know now with AI, of course, like,
Like ChatGPT.
yeah, I mean, they are like no AI
Yeah.
sales rep. So
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can use AI to, like, automated AI to
Yeah.
just do your follow up and all that. But first, you have to sound like a human being,
It's just to be humanized at least.
because you see you're following up on a specific, let's say they replied, now you have to send
Oh,
again,
yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to base, you're building up on the conversation. So you
Yeah, yeah.
see sometimes the AI might just miss it out and
For
send
sure.
something completely
Yeah, for
off
sure.
topic.
It can misinterpret.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you have to be to still sound like a human being again, keep it brief again. you know we're talking about copywriting framework, correctly, of course. And with copywriting is, I mean, again, the psychology frameworks, how do you use fear of FOMO, reciprocity, scarcity, authority, all those psychology frameworks. I think but then you still have to interweave it with your
Oh, yeah.
problem and the solution. I think that's, the tone, and again, with your branding, the tone and everything. So yeah, I think that's about it. I don't think copywriting is not really complicated. I think people just don't want to follow the rules
Yeah,
of
for sure.
copywriting.
Yeah, rules.
It's purely human behavior and
Yes,
psychology at
purely
work.
human
So
behavior.
yeah, maybe we can go to the next one.
I think that's around the same, I think, also. How to do the follow up.
Yeah, how do you follow up now?
Yeah, yeah.
I think I've partially answered that one, but
Yeah.
maybe you can also build up on it.
I think it's very. I mean, it's also important how now you follow up. You really have to for every. I mean, for every case you have to really have studied. I mean, how fast out there is. Maybe if they have not, of course, they have not maybe replied to the first email. You have to look for another angle of trying to do a follow up. Of course, without sounding I mean, too
Desperate.
desperate, of course. Yeah, yeah. Too annoying, of course. You don't have to like sound like you're
Annoying,
pushing too
actually.
much. Yeah.
Pushy.
And of course, even the how you follow up, the time, the time in between follow ups, of course. I don't know the average time for doing a follow up once you are sure the email has been delivered. I
I
mean,
think for me, it
depends.
depends highly on intuition, because I mean, every interaction is
Yeah, for
unique.
sure, unique.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's a lot of also, but of course, the chance that you'll make good judgment on a situation is just also depends on how much experience you have
Exactly, the
and
experience,
how
of
much
course.
you've handled such situations before.
Before.
So yeah, I think it just stacks up. So,
Stacks up. So it's
but I don't think there's a bullet way of course, always you want when people answer in time, quickly, and all these, like, there are fundamentals to it. But again, it's always case to case.
case to case. Okay.
But then maybe just to say, you're getting a reply, then you want to book an appointment, and then send probably a presentation proposal, and then closing. Like, you have to have your funnel well figured out.
Well figured
So
out.
which you always, with follow up, you're always optimizing for the next step.
It's the next step. Yeah.
So which is, after reply, you want a meeting. After meeting, you want to probably do a proposal, and then after the proposal, you probably want to close. So
Oh, yeah.
are you really hitting? I just talk about the last question, which is the metrics, but we'll get there. But basically, that's about it. Next question.
Let's talk about the metrics, the how to do the follow ups, of course. The subject lines.
Let me just. Yeah, what metrics
Yeah, I think
do you
yeah,
track?
metrics. Yeah, the
That's the next one. Yeah, I think we can just talk about it.
Yeah, metrics, of course. There are so many things, of course, when it comes to any campaign you send out, of course. Of course, one is the main, how many you sent, of course, the number of contacts which you've successfully sent the emails to, how many have bounced, how many have opened, how many have, if you have links on the email, on the copy, how many have clicked, And of course, now it comes to, I mean, replies again, which is like the very final, I mean, the very critical metric. Because until you get a conversation going, you are nowhere closer to making a conversion. So you have to, all these metrics really matter, because at every level you are like, you are doing like, you are filtering. So the highest level, of course, how many you send, of course, that, of course, that's the, I mean, the largest number, of course. Now you go now to the number of contracts which have opened, which will be, of course, I mean, always be, I mean, way, I mean, lower, of course. And then now you go to the, I mean, the clicks now, and now to the replies. So just looking at what really has worked, and then from there now you're able to analyze and know exactly what action to take.
What's
Depending on
good?
the,
What's good rate in any of those? You know, like what's a good open rate? What's a good reply rate? What's a good bounce rate? You know, like what's a good click? You know, reply to conversion rate, or meetings booked. I would say open rate. We're talking of. I think a good open rate is we're talking of around 10%. I mean, no, open rate. A good open rate is we're talking about over 50%.
yeah, exactly.
Reply rate, we are talking about 10%.
10% would be, yeah, good.
Bounce rate, we are talking about below 5%.
Yeah.
Reply to meetings, to conversions, we're talking of, if it's very targeted and not mass, you know, like, I think reply to bookings, meetings, I think we could talk about maybe, I think, of course, optimal is 50%, but depending on industry, I think it could be anywhere around below
case,
or
yeah.
case to case there. It's same thing I think with conversion, because the cycles depend on
Yeah.
on what you're selling again and those kinds of stuff. So yeah, I think that those are some of the standard rates you could be looking to achieve. Yeah, I hope that gives direction. What type of, maybe the last one, I think this is the last question. Which cold email strategy works best? Is it one-to-one where I'm sending one email, or I'm sending one-to-many? Like more of a blast, what you said, one-to-many is a blast. But there's also the approach of I'm sending one person at a time. I'm researching the person, send an email. I research the person, I send an email. Which one works best? Like,
Well, it depends on the on the outcome you want, of course. Well, I mean, if you are really targeting a specific industry or a particular, let's say, what do you call it, a title, and you are going through across different industries, you really have to study, do some background checks on each of the contacts, of course, so that you're able to craft a copy which is closer to maybe what they would want. I mean, in terms of your solution, what you are fronting to them.
maybe just to add, I think one-to-one is, if you're selling a high ticket, like a more priced product, you would need to research deeply, because there's no way you're selling something high premium and you don't hit the problem. But if it's more of low priced, I think one-to-many works pretty much well. And where maybe the self-serve kind of a thing, or yeah, I would say that's kind of the difference, because you also want to increase your probability of one-to-many of replies and everything, or rather clicks to the website, or whatever goal you want to achieve. One-to-one is, I think that's the main difference, I would say, when it comes to that. And now you have to see, but I mean, case to case again, depends on what you're selling and what your target audience is. So yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, you can drop your questions, which we can tackle. I don't think we've tackled most of the stuff. Still, this is just the common ones we see. So I think, yeah. So if you like the content, follow us, subscribe, tell a friend, and we're gonna see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Adios.